Alms, I see you have returned.
Phew! You had me worried, Trent. Thanks for the help with Delaphos earlier.
Your thanks is unnecessary. As the overseer of the sanctuary, I could not sit idly by and allow harm to come to the Alms in the midst of their pilgrimage.
Trent? As in the sentry of the sanctuary? Watcher of the Alms' passage? He is much larger than recorded in the texts I've read on the subject. Could I perhaps...
Not now, Aish. Focus.
As for you, Soul Guard Val, here is where the escort's journey ends. I have bidden farewell to many a Soul Guard in my time here as the Overseer. However, you have been appointed as an Alm in your own right. You may proceed onward to the Mana Tree with the rest of the Alms.
Thank you. I am honored to fulfill my duty as the Alm of Light. But before that, I want to talk to the Mana Goddess.
Curious. I would inquire as to what you have seen and heard on your travels that would prompt such a request. Please enlighten me.
We know that Delaphos is planning to take his revenge on the Mana Goddess, but we don't know why.
He's going around reviving benevolence to stir up trouble. Sure, we defeated 3 of them already, but that's not the point.
The point is that Delaphos is regaining strength, and now he looks really weird and really menacing. We can't let him keep going like this.
Before long, he will arrive to assault the sanctuary. We seek a way to stop his progress, but we need the goddess's guidance.
You plan to stop Delaphos yourselves? Yet again, you surprise me.
We feel partially responsible for his resurrection and sudden rise to power. Plus, he still has Hina's core stone. I have to fix this before I can give my soul to the cause. Please understand.
Your plight is noted. It is not my wish to place any undue burdens on the Alms, nor on the goddess of mana herself. But I believe I am coming to understand what the elemental spirits saw in you when making their choices. There is change brewing in Kidiel. Steel yourselves, Alms. You may enter the sanctuary with my blessing. Prepare your minds and hearts for when your souls will be necessary, and for what purpose you have been called.
Ominous words, my friend. We'll stop by after we hash things out with the Mana Goddess. How about you wish us luck on our way?
Very well. Until we meet again, Alms, take care and keep a weather eye out on the road ahead.
Thanks. We'll try. Now it's off to see the Mana Goddess.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
Curious. Okay.
The Sanctuary of Mana.
Karina, wait!
Oh,
That's gotta be the Tree of Mana.
wow.
It's beautiful. Almost familiar in a way.
Familiar. Yes. It makes sense that you feel that way.
The fairy.
Dropping those eaves as always, I see. Life begins with the Mana Tree, and when your time in this realm is over, your soul returns here to continue the cycle of rebirth.
Oh, then the Mana Tree oversees not just the Alms, but all creatures. It's where all souls end up.
When the world was still Fadiel, the mana tree was in the spirit realm, right?
Yes. If Kidiel had not been created, you would never have had the opportunity to see the mana tree.
Incredible. If only I could tell everyone back home what a stunning sight this all is.
We've wasted enough time looking. It's time to get some answers.
How might one find the goddess in order to seek an audience?
Follow the path and it will lead you to her. Be sure to stay on the path, though.
But that's...
Monsters? Here?
We never had monster infestations before. There goes the neighborhood.
The barrier around the mana sanctuary is meant to be impenetrable. However, I happen to have several hypotheses over the origins of these sanctuary monsters. Some species might have been trapped inside of the barrier at the time of its fabrication. Or perhaps specific species are able to puncture...
Oh my, Master Aish is muttering to himself yet again.
Let him talk. Maybe he'll bore the monsters to death.
We should get going, but be careful, everyone.
Huh? The path stops here.
Then how do we get to the mana goddess?
Fairy could well have indicated the wrong route through the sanctuary. Her directions were vague at best.
Do not doubt that you are on the correct path.
It's Vidiz, the White Dragon Princess. Golly, what are you doing here?
You, your companions, and even I must face whatever future lies ahead of us, come what may.
Don't worry. Vidiz is like Trent, an emissary of the goddess.
Can you tell us how to continue on the path ahead?
I am the keeper of the future. How you choose to proceed depends on the answers you provide. There are many roads you may take, each with their own consequences. Do you understand?
I think so. We have a choice to complete the pilgrimage, or not. But that decision is why we've come to the goddess. Please, let us speak to her and ask for her wisdom.
After learning the truth, how will you feel? Will you accept it?
The truth?
Have you the strength to face the truth of this world? I do not know the depth of your conviction, what resides within your heart. Make me understand your intent. Your hearts will lead you along the path you seek.
She wants actions, not words, then.
We must convince her of our conviction.
In this moment of youth, Vidiz.
I do not intend to blink. Now come. When tilling the lands to bear fruit, one must bear in mind the myriad disasters they will face. Extinguish the bane that threatens to incinerate all.
This will continue until we can come up with an answer.
Think carefully. That is correct.
Right answer.
Bring it on. I'm ready for anything.
As many rounds as it takes.
Though mortals yearn for the future, they are hindered by the shackles of their past. Expel the knowledge that leads mortals astray.
Wait, what? Give me a minute.
Test your might. Well done.
Right answer.
Then we go all out!
Ain't over till it's over, Vidiz.
As Alm of Light, surely you can decipher the truth from that which is false. Discern your truth, and yours alone.
We put our trust in you, Val.
Test your might. That is correct.
The right answer. The elemental vessel is ready.
Now, it is clear to me. Those strong enough to break free of their fate. Long have we prayed for pilgrims such as yourselves. You may be the heroes that the goddess of mana has needed all along. Go forth and create your own future.
Thank you, Vidiz.
Never did I consider the possibility that I would be in the presence of the White Dragon Princess. I attempted to note down every riddle, but ended up too absorbed by the fight to offer assistance.
Thanks for that. At least you were entertained. Come on, we're nearly to the mana tree.
I must calm my mind and steel myself to meet with a goddess.
Aha! Nice to see that this place hasn't changed. No monsters either. Looks just like it did back in Fadiel times. You have had a long journey, but the mana tree is just ahead.
A long and laborious journey indeed.
The Alm's final destination.
And yet, we aren't here to offer our souls like those that came before us. We need to meet with the goddess.
Coda, the Ohms have arrived.
Coda? Huh?
I am the guardian of this sanctuary.
There are humans living within the barrier? That's news to me.
Living? No. I am but a strong will given form. Consider me like one of the spirits. To put it in terms you may understand, I am the first in the long legacy of soul guards. You passed Vidiz's trial admirably, Val. I should not be surprised given that you are of my own bloodline.
You're my ancestor?
If we assume that long ago, people from Tiania were chosen to stand guard over the mana goddess, and that practice has held over to this very day. Aha! Then he is the origin of the Soul Guard tradition.
My mission remains unchanged since I first accepted it. Protect the goddess of mana.
Do you know where we can find her, Guardian Coda? We need to speak with the goddess as soon as possible.
You may refer to me as simply Coda. Trent and Vidiz have relayed your current plight to me. Come. I will take you to the mana goddess.
One of my ancestors is here? In the sanctuary? Well, I can't keep him or the mana goddess waiting. Time to go.
I see. I see.
Yeah.
Curious.
Taking this? Goddess of Mana. I'm Val, and these are my friends. We've come here to ask for a moment of your time, before we offer our souls. Delafos has broken free of his seal, and is going around the world setting the Benevodons loose.
His only goal is to get his revenge on you, Goddess. You have to do something!
We have so many questions to ask. About Delafos and Core Stones, and my strange ability. All of it.
Goddess?
I promise we're telling the truth. Please listen to us.
We fully intend to sacrifice our souls when the time comes. But first, we have to protect the world from this danger.
She cannot hear you. The goddess of mana is unreachable in her slumber. She has not once awakened since she first fell into this long, long sleep.
Not a single source I have read has ever referenced that the goddess was in this state.
No one has ever been allowed this deep within the sanctuary. Her condition is not known to any others.
But Delafos is breathing down our necks. The goddess was our last hope.
Coda? How did she end up like this?
Vidiz believes that you can be trusted to make your own decisions. So, I will tell you. Tell you how this all came to be. The truth behind this world.
What could have happened to the goddess? Coda should have some answers at least.
My.
Huh?
Fadiel, the world as it was once known in the distant past, was made up of 5 realms: the spirit realm, the mortal realm, the mystic realm, the ethereal realm, and the arboreal realm. Mana power once flowed freely through these places, and Fadiel knew only peace and prosperity. Until one day, mortals, in their greed, sought to use that power for warfare. The flow of mana was disrupted, and the 5 realms became perilously unbalanced. The mortal realm consumed an enormous amount of mana, plunging the mystic realm, home to the Benevodons, into disarray. The divide between the realms weakened to the point that all worlds merged into one. When the mana dried up, the monsters unleashed their wrath.
The discord that had driven people to degrade the powers of mana ended, and their battle against the Benevodons began.
The goddess wished to save the mortals from suffering at the hands of the Benevodons. So she asked Fairy, her emissary, to find Delafos, name him her champion, and bequeath unto him the Mana Sword. And as promised, he successfully subdued all 8 Benevodons. However, he refused to return the Mana Sword, and instead swore revenge against the goddess, after the death of Cerulia.
Is that what changed Delafos so drastically?
He lost the person most dear to him.
Sounds like Delafos couldn't come to terms with her passing.
Indeed, Delafos saw no reason to care about a world bereft of the one he loved. So he turned against the Mana Goddess. She ended up using all her strength to preserve a corrupted world. With her power exhausted, the goddess then fell into a deep sleep. It was up to the guardian of the sanctuary, namely me, to stand against Delafos with the help of the elementals. But it was not enough. We struck each other at the same time, resulting in his stone imprisonment and my destruction. Only my will survived. If only I had been stronger.
So, Coda, Delafos, and I all carry the same pain within us.
So you're the one responsible for that boulder by the entrance, huh, Coda?
Yes, though he managed to break free regardless. With the help of the elementals, I was able to divide Delafos' terrible power and seal it away with the Benevodons scattered across the land. But I underestimated the strength of his hatred. His power was steeped in animosity, which bled into the surrounding lands, creating horrible disasters in its wake. Eruptions will scorch the earth with fire from every fissure. The wind will rage and the winged fall flightless. Pure waters will run foul and disease spread. Soil that once brought life turns all to dust and stone. Verdant lands will wither away and seeds will cease to sprout. The glaring light will obscure the boundaries of reality. Darkness will deepen, breeding monsters in its wake. The moon's hold over time will splinter, depriving all beings of logic. What people refer to as prophesied disasters are actually the curse of Delafos' power upon the land.
Then, the source of these disasters was never the Benevodons at all. It was a curse, brought about by a single man's folly, from the very start.
Strong emotions revitalize mana power. In addition, Delafos had access to the energy from the mana sword itself. The elementals tried to stop Delafos' curse from running rampant. Their powers suppressed the worst effects from taking hold. But with the 5 realms now combined, the flow of mana slowed to a trickle. Elementals couldn't maintain that balance indefinitely. And so, without anything to check its dangerous powers, the effects of the curse spread throughout the entire world. Tortured by the curse of Delafos, mortals turned to the goddess for help and offered up sacrifices. Alms. Alms would travel to the mana tree and freely give up their souls, their life force, to the sleeping goddess. As I mentioned, strong emotions bring about mana power. With the souls from faithful alms, the flow of mana was rejuvenated, for a time. Powers restored, the elementals could once again suppress the effects of the curse. But after 4 years, their stores of mana would once again run dry.
That's why the alms have to go to the mana tree to stop disaster from befalling our villages.
At the end of their pilgrimage, I would change the alms into core stones to give to the goddess.
Core stones? Wait, you can...
Yes, Val. Your ability was passed down through my bloodline. Originally, it was used to return monsters to the flow of mana. Reintroducing life into the flow of mana was how Fadiel maintained balance.
So then, what I did to Hina...
Oh, Val.
Sooner or later, that fate was waiting for her in the end.
Yes, as it waits for all alms who come to the mana tree. Your souls will be given to the goddess to protect the cycle of mana, including the soul of the alm of earth that you possess.
Liza's?
This is all we can do until the mana goddess reawakens.
What's that?
The barrier is under siege.
Whoa, what is going on?
It's probably the Benevodons. Looks like they're trying to break through.
This is Delafos' doing.
What'll happen to the sanctuary?
There is no need for alarm. The Nevadons hold great power. Not as great as the sanctuary itself.
They're retreating.
Oh. Good.
There is no sign of the man himself. Perhaps Delafos intended this attack to serve as a diversion?
Delafos and the Benevodons are still a threat to us all, just like in the past.
Things aren't looking so good for the world if these monsters run free.
If the goddess is unable to grant us aid, we must muster our own forces. It is our chance to fix the future.
Our loved ones need protection. I'll do it alone if I have to.
We've already defeated 3 of these things. The remaining 5 will be a piece of cake.
Coda, we need time. I promise we will offer up our souls, but we have to take care of the world first. We will stop the rest of the Benevodons and Delafos before he hurts anyone else.
I do not have the power to stop you either way. Do what you feel is right. The decision to fight should be left to the living. It is your duty, as protecting the sanctuary is mine. I believe your group of alms has untold potential to rejuvenate the flow of mana. And more.
More what?
It is not important. What matters is that as long as Delafos has the mana sword, he will continue his assault on the sanctuary, and the goddess kept safe within.
Then we'll just have to reclaim the sword ourselves. It's the only way to keep disaster at bay.
Returning the sword to its rightful place wouldn't hurt either.
You should keep the core stone of the Alm of Earth. Abiding by the will of the alms is important, after all.
Coda is putting a lot of faith in you. I think you'll be able to handle the road ahead as well.
Vidiz has also acknowledged their worthiness. It is time that I trusted in people once more. Though I cannot lend you my own power, I can at least release that of this little one.
Was that you? What happened to you?
I do believe this is the sacred beast Flammy. Ramco must have been Flammy the entire time. Flammy has made many documented visits to our world, but I never dreamed I would be in her presence.
Oh, I get it. Ramco is just another form of Flammy to begin with.
Her wings are the fastest way to convey you to the Benevodons. Make haste, Alms.
Thanks.
Flammy can take you anywhere in the world you want to go.
Ramco, you got so big. Big and strong enough to carry all of us. All the little ones grow up so fast.
Remember that Flammy's power can only fly you around for so long. She'll revert back to her cub form when you land. Just use the Flammy drum to summon her whenever you need to fly. Whoa! Now then, what's your plan of action?
If I may, would you be so kind as to return me to Lagrazzo?
She says it would be her pleasure.
Then, to Lagrazzo we go.
Now then, with Ramco's permission, shall we be off to Lagrazzo?
There's probably something in those arcs.
The ground looks so small from up here.
It feels a lot more spread out when you have to walk, huh?
Ramco must really like the sound of that drum. Huh.
We'll be relying on...
An excellent landing, young Ramco. Brava! Now then, I will begin the process of compiling what I observed within the sanctuary for analysis.
You're not going to help us with the Benevodons?
Oh, it grieves me to say it, but I must decline. Though please keep in mind that I want a full report on your exploits. I will add it to my account of this historic situation we find ourselves in.
I suppose he is the best suited.
It's okay that you want to analyze your data, but please don't let the information that Coda entrusted you with turn into gossip.
Of course. Not to worry. I take great pains to compile my notes in secrecy.
If it isn't the head curator and the rest of the alms, you're safe. Oh, we were worried when we heard the Benevodons were attacking the Mana Tree.
I am as well as can be expected, thanks to the Mana Goddess's barrier. Word of the Benevodons' revival has spread, I see. Have you determined where the monsters have appeared, perchance?
Reports indicate that disaster is spreading to the lands that house the Benevodons. Besseroth, Benevodon of Wind, has been spotted in the Vale of Longrin. And Tormarni, Benevodon of the Moon, near Aetern. Gandum, Benevodon of Water, was seen outside of Illistana. While the Benevodon of Wood, Florit, is stalking Vertius Burrow as we speak. Scribes have already been sent afield to collect what information they can.
Curious. The Benevodon of Fire has not been accounted for. Is there no word of Volkibel?
No reports out of the Tiania area as of yet. Our theory is that the Fire Benevodon still slumbers.
I see. I suppose that is good news. It seems you all have 4 Benevodons to take care of at present.
I can feel it. The flow of mana power in each area has changed. You could start in any location, but time is of the essence.
My word! An emissary of the goddess! What a singular wing shape! Would you mind if I sketched it?
I'm afraid I'm in a hurry.
We should get going too. Good luck, Aish.
Farewell. We will meet again soon, I'm sure.